Shown in his last few fights that he's just a businessman.
Canelo Alvarez is just a businessman. Canelo Alvarez is just in it to get a big check, says Bob Arum. It's your boy, Mr. 926, a.k.a. Bushido the Dragon, a.k.a. the Black Mage, a.k.a. I could just do this all day, the two-time DeMontage champion of the world.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up.
Check it out, man. Canelo versus Crawford. We talked about it quite a bit. And we're going to talk about it quite a bit. But Bob Arum, who previously said that Canelo was just simply too big for Crawford, has some different things to say this time around. Check out what Bob Arum had to say.
If they're each going to fight, really fight, I think it's terrific. It's very interesting. But again, if I had to pay money to watch that fight, I wouldn't do it because Canelo has shown in his last few fights that he's just a businessman. He's not in there to entertain the public. He just takes the big check. But again, if Canelo really fights, because I think it's safe to say Terence always fights. He doesn't know anything else. So then it could be a very good, interesting fight.
You've always praised Terence as a special fighter. Do you think he can beat Canelo?
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter? Now, the Canelo we've seen the last 2 years is not only boring, but doesn't really have an incentive to mix it up and to entertain people with a good fight. So again, but give him credit. Terence Crawford hasn't been that way. Terence Crawford is a real old-school professional fighter who wants to do his best every fight that he's in.
Just your perspective, it was announced that Dana White and TKO are promoting this show.
Well, that shows really shows how Turkey respects everybody in boxing by having a UFC guy promote a fight that he's paying an incredible amount of money for. But listen, it's his money. He can make a choice.
What do you think of it being on a Friday instead of a Saturday?
Who should care about it? Dana White doesn't care about it. The two fighters don't care about it. Nobody cares about it because it's all Saudi money. So it could be a Monday. It could be a Friday after services are over in the mosque. Nobody cares anymore. They just grab the check, and you can hardly blame them.
Now, after hearing what Bob had to say, Bob Arum said some pretty interesting things. Bob Arum believes that Canelo Alvarez is just in his thing for a big check. That Canelo Alvarez has been bamboozling boxing fans. I mean, this is stuff that I've been saying, though. I mean, we've been saying this on Bushido Boxing for a while. But now some of the public figures in the sport is starting to say these things. But it's stuff a lot of this stuff these guys been saying, we've been saying over here on Bushido Boxing. The Canelo Alvarez was on a European tour. Right? Jaime Munguia, Edgar Berlanga is likely the fights that he was talking about. Come on. Neither guy deserved the fight with Canelo Alvarez. For what reason did he fight those guys? Well, we know it was monetary. Monetary gain, a lot of money to fight a young up-and-coming Mexican fighter in Jaime Munguia and a young up-and-coming Puerto Rican fighter in Edgar Gangsta Berlanga. So Canelo Alvarez is on his collecting the bag tour, right? And fighting guys like William Skull and, slicker fighters is something that can mess the money up. In comes Terence Crawford, who Bob Arum stated is a true professional old school fighter. Despite all the stuff that happened with Terence Bud Crawford and Bob Arum still has high praise for Terence Crawford. Bob Arum is a guy who's been involved in the sport longer than most of us been alive. And for Bob Arum to be in his 90s now, he still seems to have a really sharp mind, even though he's 90 years old. But Bob Arum said Canelo Alvarez, he out here just playing games. That he wouldn't even pay for this fight. But I still say it's a terrific fight. I think it's a really interesting fight. It's a shame that it took William Skull fight for people to kind of see, they just kind of took the veil off everybody's eyes and now everybody truly see, right? Something that we've over here been seeing. But whatever, we gonna see how it all plays out. Bob Arum said that Crawford is just a true professional and that he gives it his all every fight. So that being said, he don't feel that Canelo Alvarez has been giving it his all every fight. Why? Because he's just in it for a big check. But tell me what you guys think. Is Canelo Alvarez a businessman? Is Canelo Alvarez walking right into a trap, fighting a true professional old school fighter like Terence Bud Crawford? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.